Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Thursday, the 17th of March, 2022, St Patrick's Day. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we bring you the 5 news items that happened today that you need to know about. Let's jump into it. Story number 1. It was a strong day for the S&P ASX 200, which closed up 1.1% to 7,251 points on the back of upbeat local and global news. At home, the unemployment rate fell to 4% last month, the lowest since 2008, according to the Bureau of Statistics. The labour data was strong however you looked at it, with ongoing jobs growth and a record high participation rate. The good overseas news included a hike in US interest rates, more of that in a moment, as well as good news out of China and the Ukraine. Among local shares, tech stocks were the best performers, but it was very broad-based, with about 80% of stocks closing higher. Some of the best included REA Group and car sales, both up 5%. Story number 2. The US Federal Reserve lifted interest rates in the world's biggest economy for the first time in 3 years this morning and set out a pathway for rate rises for the rest of the year. The announcement, rather than spooking investors, calmed financial markets because it provides some certainty around the trajectory of rate rises. For example, the Aussie dollar jumped by more than 1 US cent on the news, with investors relieved that rates in America won't be going up anymore. The Aussie dollar is currently trading around 73 US cents. As a result of the news, Wall Street shot up, with the broad-based S&P 500 jumping 2.2% and the tech-heavy Nasdaq rising nearly 4%. Global markets were also encouraged by news that peace talks between Russia and Ukraine had made some progress, though there's still a long way to go. Also, China said it would provide further support to its economy. Story number 3, consumer protections group Choice is calling on the federal government to ensure buy now, pay later providers have the same regulatory scrutiny as other lenders. Choice has joined with 9 other consumer groups in other countries to call for action in Australia, given the buy now, pay later sector is more advanced here than anywhere else. In short, consumer groups are worried that customers will end up with big debts that they can't pay because the sector is pretty much unregulated. It gets more worrying when you take a look at the Choice data on the sector. 30% of Australians have used buy now, pay later in the past 12 months, and 1 in 5 of those use it for goods like food, groceries, or utilities, all essential items. That, in large part, is why there should be protection for consumers, so Choice says. Story number 4, COVID cases continue to rise, unfortunately. There were 7,200 in Queensland today. That's a very big number for that state, and 10 deaths. There are also 7,200 cases in Western Australia, and Premier Mark McGowan said the state was days away from its expected caseload peak. Let's hope he's right. The ACT recorded 1,300 new cases, Tasmania was at 1,900, and Victoria was almost at 10,000. But New South Wales is where the subvariant of Omicron is really taking hold, with more than 20,000 new cases recorded yesterday for the second day in a row. And finally, story number 5, a powerful earthquake measuring 7.4 on the Richter scale has hit the northeastern coast of Japan, leaving 2 dead and 81 injured. A high-speed bullet train was derailed and a tsunami warning was triggered, though later lifted. That warning included the coastal area that houses the disabled Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant that was hit by a tsunami in 2011. That tsunami killed almost 20,000 people and sparked mass evacuations from around the nuclear plant. So you can imagine the panic today. That's it for the afternoon report for Thursday, the 17th of March, 2022. Michael Thompson and I will be back tomorrow morning for the Friday edition of Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.